What's going on, everybody? It's Prem here, and welcome back to the series. This is day 2 of Growth Every Day. I did a workout this morning, got my skips in, went to the weight room, did a little bit of upper body maintenance, preventing the tendinopathy from going back like I was saying yesterday, and then just did a little bit of active stretching after that. We just got after it again this morning. Still healing from that post-op, from that procedure, but the skips were feeling good today. I was a little worried that they wouldn't, because, I woke up this morning and I was like, okay, let's see, can I do some skips today? Is that even going to be possible? Kind of just bouncing around, seeing if moving up and down laterally would kind of affect it in any way. It didn't seem too much. So, we got out there, did the skips, and everything was fine. You can see me right now in the driveway doing the forward skips. These are, like I said, these are just great for building that springiness that you need for explosive sports. Like whether you're a weightlifter, you're a sprinter. This is one of the direct warm-ups that, in the sprint club, in the track and field club that I met at Boston University, that, we always do skips like this, So I like to do a forward variation, and then you'll see that I'll start doing a backwards variation of these skips, excuse me, that I actually adapted. I don't want to say I adapted the exercise myself, because I'm sure somebody else has done it, but, that philosophy of going backwards comes, again, from Ben Patrick, knees over toes. I really do admire his philosophy when it comes to exercise. And, when he says is if you can do something backwards without pain, then you can definitely do it forwards without pain. So, we get my forward skips going, and I think right now you're going to see that, yep, right there, doing the backward skips. And, I'm a little bit slower at those. Obviously, it takes a bit more coordination. You got to make sure you're not running into anything behind you, but I can definitely say for a fact that these have helped prevent my patellar tendinopathy from coming back. They've strengthened my tibialis, my anterior tibialis. They have strengthened my Achilles. They really help with those forward skips, putting more power into the ground. They're great for your glutes. They're great for your lower back. Overall, just a really great exercise that you can do to just strengthen the posterior chain, and even the front, some of the front parts of your body, like I was mentioning, the anterior tibialis, even the hip flexors. It's just a great exercise to do if you want to get good at going forward. I think you should also master going backwards. I want to comment a little bit more on that. Look at that, the clip got cut off here. I think my phone stopped recording, so I actually went and performed an extra set just so that I could have the footage for it. So I got a little bit of extra work in. That's all good. So there you can see I'm doing the backward skips. Usually I would only do 2 sets of each of these skips, but I guess I did 3 for the backwards. But a little extra work never hurt anybody, especially when it's very low impact plyometrics like this. Just getting, starting the day, and yes, I am in my pajamas, because I'm not changing into gym clothes. But yeah, that same philosophy of, you wanna strengthen going backwards to go forward, I think is applicable to just all types of training in general. It's like, if you want to get better at a squat, right? Obviously, the primary thing you're doing is squatting. You want to get better at a back squat, you back squat. You want to get better at a front squat, you front squat. You want to get better at sprinting, you sprint. Whatever you're trying to get better at, your primary focus should be on doing that activity, right? And then on the outskirts of that foundation, or building off of that foundation of that specific activity, maybe you want to do some Bulgarian split squats, build up some unilateral quad strength. Maybe you want to deadlift, right, to work on the opposing muscle groups. You're also building the glutes just like you would with the squat, but you're building the hamstrings, you're involving more of the calves, right? And I think if you go in with the holistic mentality of building your entire body, it just makes doing everything easier, because, if you're all front loaded, right, and you have great front side mechanics, but the back side of your body is weak, you don't have a foundation for the front side to act. Let's say you're really strong, you have really strong hip flexors, right? You just have powerful hip flexion. And for those of you who don't know, hip flexion is, if you were to stand up straight and do high knees, right? Bringing your knees up, that's hip flexion, right? And you can see me, I'm in pain here. Sorry, just a little side note. I kept that in the video. Those karaoke, they suck, and I'm definitely in pain and trying to get my work capacity up. But that was just a little side note. Anyways, like I was saying, the hip, if you could be really strong in hip flexion, right? But if your glutes, right, which are the opposing muscle group to your hip flexors, are weak, right, then you have a higher chance of of injuring the backside of your body when you perform a powerful hip flexion, because you don't have that counterbalance on the other side. Your glutes are too weak to pull you back down. It's like you see a lot of times with very like freakish athletes. Like, I'm going to give some examples, and in no way am I trying to say that these individuals are, broken or weak, or, they have freak athleticism, right? And they're respectable athletes. But you notice, like Zion Williamson, John Ross. Zion Williamson is a basketball player. He weighs about, I think, close to 300 pounds, but he has a 40-something inch vertical jump, can throw out insane dunks. John Ross set the 40-yard dash world record at the combine at 4.22, I'm pretty sure. Just insane athleticism coming from these guys, but you always see that they're injured, right? And if I had to take a personal shot at why they're always injured, I would say it's because, they're so freaky. Their fiber typing is so explosive, and their genetics are so prone to just being that explosive athlete. Some people are like that. They're just very prone to being explosive, right? They're so, they're just born that way, that sometimes, if you don't holistically work on your body, if you're just born with that innate ability, a lot of the times what I think happens is that, you're more prone to injury because you don't focus on that holistic strength of your body, because why would you need to? You were kind of born that way, but that's, again, this is just my opinion and kind of my observations. I could be totally wrong. I don't know anything about these people, but you see that, and it makes you wonder, so I would say whenever you're training, take a holistic approach, which is why I do the backwards skips, and anything I do, I try and work the opposing muscle group. So you can see right here that I'm doing slow bicep curls, and I'm doing them slow for a reason. So the concentric is pretty fast, but I really control the eccentric to prevent the tendinopathy from coming back, and I'm laughing because this exercise looks funny. Right here, I'm doing ballistic tricep extensions. I know people have really mixed opinions on like ballistic movements, because again, it's kind of the same thing like I was saying with the knees over toes mentality of like, you take an untrained individual, you get them to do this, they're probably going to develop tendinopathy in their elbow. They might even pull a muscle in their hamstring. Hamstring in their tricep, my bad. Because they're not trained, right? Like I said, I've been lifting for 5 years, and I've been doing this exercise for a long time. But those ballistic tricep extensions are great for preventing that tendinopathy in the elbow. And even though I never had elbow tendinopathy, I had bicep tendinopathy. So I started doing the bicep curls slow, preventing, building up that tendon strength, right? That's why I keep my hands underhand the whole time when I'm doing those bicep curls. But at the same time, I was like, okay, let me take a holistic approach, and I'm going to do the opposing muscle group. I'm going to bulletproof the opposing muscle group too. So I started doing the ballistic tricep extensions to make sure that my elbow all around was completely bulletproof and solid, instead of just working on my biceps. Here I up the weight to 20s on the bicep curls. Again, just doing 10 reps each hand, slow. And you can really feel a burn here. I mean, it's not a lot of weight for me to do 20 pounds on a single arm bicep curl, especially only for 10 reps. But when you slow it down like this and you really focus on that tendon and that full range of motion, getting that full stretch at the bottom, yeah, you feel it. It's painful, but it's great bulletproofer. Same thing with those ballistic tricep extensions. And I just end with a lateral raise with about 15 pounds for about 12 reps. Third set, getting pretty close to failure there. Lateral raises, they just hit you all at once. Just working on the shoulder a little bit, doing what I can while I'm in this interim period, hopefully just for a couple of days until, I'm allowed to do push-ups again. I can do some rows. Just not really feeling like busting a stitch like I said yesterday. But yeah, the workout today was really nice. It was what I like to call like those maintenance workouts, keeping myself healthy, keeping myself in the mindset. Because every day you're not going to get in the gym, and it's not going to be the best session you ever had. Maybe when you're starting out, you have those newbie gains. You might come in the gym, add 5 pounds to every lift every single time you get in, right? But once you get into training, and you hit the plateaus, and you start incorporating it into your daily life, and it's been a couple of years, then definitely you have those days where it's like it's maintenance days. You're going in more so for the fact of habit instead of I'm hoping to get something out today, and that's what I would consider this. I mean, I was very happy that I got into the gym today. Just being in the gym, getting those skips in again was great. I wasn't able to skip yesterday. And it took a toll on me mentally, because, you do something for so long, and then you don't do it. Even though I know missing one day isn't going to do anything, I know a lot of people have the same feeling. It's just like, man, like I want to get out there, I want to do it, So anything you can do is it's just good for the mental, for that maintenance of mental clarity and, getting in the gym and building that habit, like I was saying. But yeah, I'm doing the lateral raises here again with 15 pounds. Pretty difficult near the end. I cannot lie to you. Lateral raises suck, but they are a great shoulder exercise. Great. You can do isometrics with them. Again, great at preventing any sort of tendinopathy that you could have, like at the rotator cuff or anything like that. I've never really heard of that kind of tendinopathy, I can't lie. But yeah, I mean, if there was an exercise that would prevent that, I would say lateral raises for sure. And doing my last set here, I did 3 rounds. But yeah, this video is going to be a little bit on the longer side. I was looking at about 19 minutes. Thinking about cutting that length down, because I know my video yesterday was about 15. This is going to be 19. Maybe not showing the full sets or not showing all the sets, but, just getting to the gist of things because, I know you guys have things you need to do in your day and you don't want to sit here for 20 minutes listening to me rant, which is totally fine. But just let me know. I mean, do you guys like the longer style videos? Do you guys like the shorter style videos? I'm honestly fine to do either of them. This is fun just for me. I like talking about this stuff, like I said. But yeah, this is just how training's been these past couple of months. These maintenance workouts, especially when I was on chemo. I had to get myself in the mindset. I wasn't working out consistently, because it was a hit or miss how I would feel on a certain day. But now that I don't have that, I'm not on treatment anymore, thank God. I can be more consistent with it, but still, now that I have this incision, life gets in the way sometimes, right? And you have to work around it, and that's truly what makes somebody flexible and an athlete at the end of the day is how well can you work around your schedule, and stay in shape and go after the things that you want, because I feel like a lot of people, something happens and then they stop. And that's why it's so hard for people to go back into the gym, to get into the gym, is because, they'll do something and life is going their way, there's nothing going on at work. There's nothing going on with family. There's nothing going on, in their own, with their friend group or their own personal business, everything is fine. Right. And so it's easy to go to the gym. Well, as easy as going to the gym is, like I was saying yesterday, it's not easy to get in there every day. It's a discipline thing. But, nothing's getting in the way of that time that you have or what you can do. Your movements are not restricted, And as soon as something comes up, you get a surgery, there's a family emergency, there's something comes up where you have to leave town or you go on a vacation, and then you just stop training and it's hard to get back into it. We've all been there, and it's totally fine to fall into that rut. But I think, it takes true courage and true strength to get out of that rut, which is what I'm hoping to do here. That's why I'm trying to do these workouts is I know, the work that I'm doing is not going to be like, oh my God, insane heavy weights. I'm going to be making so much strength gains. I'm going to be making so much speed gains. But if anything at all, I'm maintaining what I already have until I can get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm lifting those heavy weights again. I'm not restricted in my movements. I don't have any tendinopathy either because I didn't just jump into these heavy weights. I've been doing these maintenance workouts, so follow your plan. Everything is for a reason. You have a plan, just stick to it, because one day it will pay off, even though it seems like you're doing nothing or close to nothing now, one day you'll thank yourself for just getting in the gym and building that mindset, because it's truly is a consistency thing and not just a 1 week, 2 week, even 1 month, 2 month thing. This is a lifetime pursuit of physicality and mentality as well. But yeah, that's my little spiritual rant. Right now, you just saw me do a set of camelbacks, I think they're called. Got them from PJF Performance. Also link him down in the description below of this video. Great channel, just like Ben Patrick. Take a lot of advice from him. Very, very holistic approach to training, as I was saying. I think that's the way you should train. Wholeheartedly, I believe you should train holistically. Whether you're a calisthenics athlete, whether you're a sprinter, weightlifter, train everything. Focus on things that matter to you, but train everything. So anyway, I was doing those camelbacks, just pretty much switching from anterior to posterior pelvic tilt. So right here, I'm in anterior, then now that's posterior, then back to anterior, then posterior. Because we as athletes spend a lot of time, anteriorly pelvic tilted. And so being able to posterior pelvic tilt on command is just something that is good for, again, holistic. Even though you might not be in a lot of positions, like in athletic sports where you're going to be posteriorly pelvically tilted, it's good to train that because it actually makes your anterior pelvic tilt stronger. It gives you more body awareness, more body control, so that when you're in anterior pelvic tilt, you have more control, and therefore you're stronger, and therefore you're more athletic than if you had just trained the anterior pelvic tilt. So unlocking your body's range of motion, unlocking, the other side, quote unquote, of what you're doing. Whether it's if you're doing front, unlock the back. If you're doing the back, unlock the front. You're doing biceps, unlock the triceps. You're doing glutes, unlock the hip flexors. Everything is interconnected in the body. And here I'm doing like a kind of a hip dissociation drill. Also working the obliques at the same time, letting the weight pull me into a bit of a stretched like position in the transverse plane, and then just using my muscles to pull me back. Again, mainly the obliques, and I don't know if it's the transverse or rectus abdominis that is pulling me. I'm assuming it's the transverse abdominis that's at working here, but don't quote me on that. And just doing it on both sides. But yeah, really that's pretty much a wrap on what I did today. Just again, another maintenance workout. It's probably going to be like that for the next week. I'm just going to stick to my guts, stick to my plan. It feels good being out there, especially those skips. Getting out in the sun every morning is such a blessing. It was a beautiful day today. Sun is shining. It's a little warm, but in the morning it's got that cool breeze. I had a client cancel on me this morning, so I had a little bit of extra time to do my own workout. So that was nice. It was even earlier in the morning than I anticipated. Yeah, just a beautiful day, getting out there in the sun, getting some work in, and really just appreciating the fact that I still can move my legs, I can still move my arms, even though I had that procedure done and everything, still grateful for the things that I can do and am doing. That's really all you can do at the end of the day. And so, overall great workout today. Just doing, again, 3 sets of those camelbacks and then 3 sets of those hip dissociations to end it off. And then I think I ended off with like a dead hang for like 40 seconds, which you'll see at the end of the workout here. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up the voiceover in about a couple minutes because we're nearing the end of the videos. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you are tuning in right now, thank you so much. Like I said, I hope to make this an everyday thing because, just after yesterday, I went to sleep last night and I was like, man, I can't wait to make another one of those because it really is just something I'm so passionate about, just talking about fitness, talking about things, helping other people, because being able to train is such a gift, in my opinion. I know some people see it as a chore, but, my vision is so that one day we can all just train and, appreciate what our bodies can do. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. To everybody who's here, please tell your friends. I'd be greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this type of content, leave that in the comments. If you don't and you have any suggestions of what I can do differently, again, leave it in the comments. I'm open to any type of feedback. We're really just here to grow a community of people who enjoy that same passion of training, enjoy that same passion of lifting, sprinting, being athletic. But yeah, here's that dead hang. I think I went for about 40 seconds here just to decompress the spine. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. Like I said, please like, comment, subscribe. And hopefully I'll have another video up tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.